All right. We are on, friends.
Hey
We're
everyone,
live
welcome.
on. Yeah.
Hey
We're
everyone,
live.
welcome.
I think we're good now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Good to see y'all. We got Kaiser Soze here, Mr. Markus,
Thank
Caterade,
you.
aka Cade. Yes, yes, of
Hey
course.
everyone.
Yeah. Myself, Chris. Just really, really glad to be here. Big thanks for joining us today. How you doing, Markus?
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks Marcus.
awesome. Thanks for having me on a nice Berlin evening.
Perfect. That's right. In celebration of our Berlin challenge, really, really excited to have this first one of, what I'm sure will be many, many dance capital challenges. How you doing today, Cade?
I'm doing well, Chris. It's always nice to come hang out here on the Record Shop Twitch. And it's even better today because we have a special guest.
Yeah, always good to have guests, especially one as accomplished as our friend Marcus here. Really, really honored to have you here, sir.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. First time doing this with you guys, right? So
Right.
excited.
Super
And
cool.
let's see what
Yeah.
happens, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And I heard there's a rumor that you might be coming on before too long again. No?
Yeah, might
All
just
right.
happen. Exactly.
Yeah, sweet.
Yes.
Super cool. So yeah, Lisa, I don't know if you have music going on. I was just thinking about it. I can pull up a little playlist from ones in the past. Just let me know in chat. We can get some little bit of background ambiance to today's introduction to Kaiser Soze and discussion about one of the real capitals of dance music. If not, I mean, I think many would say even the dance capital of dance music. All right, we'll
Depends
get
on
some
the
music
style, but
going.
for some styles, I would agree on that. Yes. Yeah.
Which styles would you say are really like kind
Well,
of, I
right
guess,
now,
mainstays?
obviously, it's techno, right? Definitely.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
everything is about techno here. So that's definitely the big thing, right? In all the clubs.
That's cool. Are there any other like really popular genres there right now? Or is that
I
really
mean, yeah,
just
of
like
course.
it?
Of
It's
course, you
just
get
techno.
no, no, no. I mean, you have different floors, so you get as well progressive house and deep house and also disco house and more commercial stuff. But the main focus still is on techno on the main floor, right? And then you have the
Yeah.
big clubs, for techno. You know, have the Hammer Hall from Sisyphos, you have Berghain, and all these super famous clubs. I mean, this is wonderful. So, yeah.
Super, super cool. Yeah, we'll get more into some specifics about Berlin. I know we got some good questions here. Did want to just let chat know out there. We do have some giveaways planned at the end here. So pay very close attention to Marcus's answers because you could win yourself a Germania pack. Who knows what might be in there that could help you for your challenge that you're working towards completing, which is a good segue, I think. Kate, could you give just a quick overview of the challenge that's going on right now?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we do have a new challenge going on that started on this past Monday. So it will be ending tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And so make sure you go and you got to get all the 4 required cards and put them in your hand. You'll take a screenshot of that and share it on our pinned tweet on our Twitter accounts. And once you link your Twitter with that, we'll verify everything when the timer ends. So as long as you hold those 4 cards in your hand, you're all good to go when the timer ends. And I think it's really exciting to finally have a Berlin card come to the platform.
Yeah, super excited. Like I said earlier, one of many dance music capital cards that will be coming in due time, but definitely an iconic city for us to be recognizing, and even more reason to be bringing on Kaiser Soze on to answer some of our burning questions about Berlin. Did want to give a quick shout out to Redbird, Lisa Redbird. She's helping us out in the back end, making sure the stream goes smoothly and moderating in chat. Thank you, Lisa. Really appreciate all your hard work to make this happen, coordinating with Marcus and whatnot. Um, yeah, also, if you have any questions for Marcus, we'll be doing an AMA at the end. Go ahead and drop them there in the chat. And yeah, we'll get to it. I know a lot of the Kaiser crew is out there, the Kaiser
Kaiser
Knights.
Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
greetings to the Kaiser crew. Absolutely.
got to recognize
Absolutely.
them. And I know you've already given them a nice little gift, didn't you?
Yep, that's true. When we closed out the the Kaiser Souzai Genesis set, right? The first one that I closed out, and yeah, that was a little present there. And folks loved it, so I'm very happy about that.
I was one of those. I love the art on there too. It's really cool.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great.
Super cool. Cool. So then let's get into some of these questions. You want to kick it off, Oriscade?
Yeah, I guess we'll start out. I noticed your hat there, Kaiser. What is that hat? What's on there?
Well, I've been asked, and I thought it's relevant and quite fitting if we put on a Berlin hat, and I thought this is about the nicest Berlin hat you can probably get without looking completely stupid. Which
I like it.
Which is completely wrong because it does look stupid beyond anything I've ever had on my head, but it's a cool one. So,
is that an animal?
That thing, yeah. Now my hair's all.
Fix your hair real quick, yeah.
But here, look at this. This is like the Berlin bear from Berlin, like beer.
Oh,
yeah. Berlin, if you want to say so, right? So that's sweet. I love that. Yeah, that's like the thing, right?
So fierce looking.
Yeah, it's with that long tongue and everything.
All those teeth, yeah, scary.
Yeah, it's a scary one. So Berlin comes from beer, right? So that's why.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Like beer city or something. I don't
even
know why. Yeah,
I thought it was because of beer, like drinking
beer. Like that beer, Berlin.
Yeah,
that would be more appropriate, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So this hat has to go. I don't want to keep it. This one has to go. So we have to figure out what we're going to do with this, right?
Ooh, interesting. Would you be willing to give it to our audience members tonight?
Yes, absolutely. Because this is my first show here with my, with the peers and the Kaiser crews here. This one's got to go to the fans, right?
All right.
It's gotta go.
All right. You hear that? So get your own official Kaiser Souzai Berlin hat today. Wow. But you gotta stay to the end because we got questions that we're gonna do some giveaways based on the answers to the questions here.
Yeah.
So
pay attention
to it. Mm-hmm. Make sure you pay attention. That's a pretty cool hat. Can I enter? I kind of want it, honestly. I feel like I would cherish this as a suit. I know we've already disqualified staff from those giveaways. But cool. So then, are you from Berlin? Like, or do you move like
from Berlin? No, if you say you're a Berliner, you have to live here like for 25 years, starting.
Okay, that's a
then you can say I'm kind of a Berliner or something. But no, I moved here 2008 from Hamburg, which is like a northern harbor city. That's where I came. Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean everybody moved here, back then because Berlin became like the gravity, the black hole of all music and arts and whatnot. So I stayed in Hamburg as long as I could, and then I thought this is it, gotta move. I lost my apartment, lost my girlfriend, so that was the perfect window. Now this is a sign. Gotta go. Right?
So Hamburg was your base originally?
What's that?
Hamburg was your base originally, like where you were doing all your music and everything.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I never regretted it. I'm here, and it's when it comes to art and music and underground and whatnot, it's probably the perfect place in Germany and maybe one of the great places on the planet for this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of answers why you're staying in Berlin, or why you keep yourself in Berlin. But can you tell us a little bit more about your story and just kind of maybe how you got into music?
Whoa, if you want to have that long story, that's way too long. But I can tell you, I have not always been a DJ, right? I've been a drummer. I played in bands. I definitely have a musical background that includes rock and jazz and drumming. I lived in LA for many years in the peak of the rock and roll fame of that Sunset Strip and all the clubs I played in these club, the Gazars, and hanging out at the Rainbow and Troubadour, and there was with a hard, long haired hard rock bands, right?
Yeah.
So that was when then the LA Strip was at the epicenter of rock. So that was quite amazing to be there. So I was drumming there, and then I came back to Germany later on, stayed in Hamburg, started to become a producer, wanting to produce my own music and just like drumming along with music to others. So I bought my first little studio, went to the bank, got a credit, and bought my studio for 20,000 marks back then with my first Atari and whatnot, and started to produce anything. And was sitting 24/7 in the cellar and did my stuff, all kinds of music. And then the record companies became aware, and I started producing very commercial music, which was very successful and sold shitloads of CDs. I'm a platinum producer, gold producer for commercial music. And then I found that kind of boring, and I started to venture into the more underground music, and that's where I found my latest love, like being in the clubs in Ibiza and learning what the house is and techno is and how the DJ set would work. And I, saw like Carl Cox and Fade and all these brands back in the days, and I thought, wow, fucking amazing. So I loved that. So that's when I got into producing that type of music, and also became a DJ because I thought it's probably makes sense to also DJ to better understand like how this music has to function. It has to be produced and edited and mastered and whatnot. So I did that as well, and that's when my journey as a DJ and started, and that was already some time ago by now as well. So I'm in that game for a couple of years, let's say, right? And that's still where I am, right? Still doing techno, underground music, electronic music in different genres, and yeah, I'm still in there.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's the
Love
short.
it.
The long story would take hours.
We'll have to find another time for that one.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I guess if you had to choose like which year you began making music, which year do you think that would have been?
When I first started out banging on stuff with drumstick, that would have been in the 70s. But if you say like when it more about DJing and becoming a producer, I would say that is the 90s. Like studio was bought in 92, 93, and DJing like 98.
Okay, so 92 was the first time you really
The first
got
time
into
that I bought
starting making music.
Yeah, in the studio as a producer, right?
Okay, yeah. That was 1 year after I was born, so just gives you that's like 30, for those in the crowd, that's 20 to 30 years of making music, and that's really exciting.
Yeah, I probably with everything I've done, with all genres and alter egos and styles, I probably have produced and written more than thousand songs and productions and whatnot. Yeah,
That's
I lost
insane.
count long time ago. Yeah,
That's so cool. I mean, I feel like that's pretty rare. Like I haven't heard many people. Usually, it's that you go from like underground dance music to making more pop commercial music. I don't think I've heard a whole lot of stories where you're in the you've made it to the pop commercial industry and you want to venture into underground dance music. That's really, really cool to me. I think that's an awesome story. And we're certainly thankful that you did make that decision. It's an incredible music.
Very.
Yeah, I think that's pretty rare. I have to agree, because usually you get more successful, you make more money, you get attached to that lifestyle and money, and then you get more commercial, which is fine as well. I'm not saying anything about it, but for me, I guess one of the secrets to stay that long in that field of being an artist and creating music is that you always have to adapt and find something that really is joyful to you. And if you end up with a style that is underground and does not make too much money compared to before, well, then that's just the way it is, right? Then you have to go with it. So you stay creative, and so you still love what you're doing for all these years. And that's, I guess, the secret to stay in the game for such a long time, I
That's
think.
awesome. No, I think that's probably very, very true. I've heard similar stories. I just feel like that's a hard decision to make, right? Where you're like pursuing happiness over, financial stability, especially in such an industry where it's so hard to get that
It is.
financial stability
Dude,
in the first place.
Dude, it is.
Yeah,
It really is, and it's not always easy, right? And sometimes you
yeah.
feel like, oh man, financial stability would be really much nicer than just riding that edge all the time. And
Mhm.
it's not an easy decision. It's not always. It's not always, yeah, not always easy. But in the long run, I think it plays out right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's like a stigma for making commercial music too, right? You'll hear people like, "Oh, like what a sellout!" Like, "Oh, he's just making commercial music." But even in that industry, it's still very, very hard to
Yeah.
make a living.
Yeah.
You're competing with a lot of super talented people, from what I
Absolutely.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
a decent segue into our next question. Oh, sorry, if you had an idea, let's finish it out. Sorry.
No, that was just actually what I was going to say. Is that transitions well into how you got started at Record Shop, and kind of maybe what made that ultimate decision of kind of transferring to Record Shop.
That's an easy one. I know Eric, who is the CSO executive guy. He's a producer and a DJ for a long time as well, and I've known him for quite a long time. And this summer he was approaching me and asking me if I would be willing to submit content, and he explained the whole business idea right about it, and it was clear pretty fast to me that this is a very, very interesting thing for a producer and artist like me and millions of others, because that could be a game changer of selling music and bringing music to the people and actually making some money with it, which we all know we have a very hard time doing so on Spotify and Beatport and what other channels and Apple Music and whatnot. We artists make very little, right? And unless you're like a superstar, David Guetta, whatnot, you make good money, but not even fantastic money, like you did in the old days when you were selling CDs. But
Mhm.
99% of us artists do not make enough money to make a living of it. So Record Shop came along, and Eric proposed it, and I thought pretty quick this could be a game changer. So I put a lot of content in there from the beginning on, not even trying. I try something. Let's see how it goes. So I said, no, you know what? I'm going full in, full in, full in. Do a lot of music, bring in a lot of stuff, and see how it all plays out, right? And it
Love
did
it.
play out very, very, very nicely. So I can say that already. And then asking me also if I would be willing to be part of the company in terms of like, what do you say, business development or whatever the term is, like basically bring this idea to other artists, tell them about it, and see how they feel, and if it would join as well and bring in content. And I thought, again, very nice, because this could be the game changer many artists are looking for. So that would be great for the whole community. So said and done. So I said, yes, I'm in. Let's give this a shot. Let's rock this baby. And I'm very happy that I decided to do so, because I can already see by all the other artists that signed on how happy they are. When things are moving and when they got their first checks and payouts, they're like, "What the fuck? This is awesome, right?" But they're excited, and I get the feedback, right? So I'm excited to see their feedback, right? So yeah, very good choice. The right person at the right time, or the right company at the right time for me in life as well. So you all fit and fitted well. So here I am, right? And feeling very good about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we're
for
super
sure.
happy to have you.
That's the
Yeah.
truth. That's not a selling thing here. It's just, it really is how I feel about it, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love hearing that from, not just artists, but other people that we work with, right? I mean, I feel like most the people that work on our team are here because it's a passion, like a really big passion for them to make Record Shop happen
Yeah.
and make sure that it's successful and finally give artists a chance to live off of their work without touring nonstop for 270 days a year.
Yeah, if
So
you can, and if you're
yeah,
not suddenly hang out in another lockdown where you can't even do that, right?
that's a good point.
So
Yeah,
that's another point. So basically, you can live off your productions
yeah.
again that is something new, right?
Yeah. Or at least that we haven't had it for quite a while.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I think many people in chat might not have known that you actually work for us at Record Shop. So what is your like your official title?
Business development,
Business
I
development.
guess.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've never been really sure, like what. See, I'm an artist, right? I'm a producer. I'm not familiar with all these corporate terms and like how these things
There
are
you go.
really called.
Yeah.
But I think business development is something I heard. I've been named, so I guess that's
one of the names
that's what
you've
it
been
is.
given. Awesome. No, and I've seen behind the scenes that you've already helped onboard a ton of like really awesome artists to the platform. So we're definitely grateful for all the work that you've already done.
Yeah, Kaiser, and we really appreciate your music. But I'm interested to hear like what is your favorite music and what's your favorite track of all time?
Good
That
question.
I produced or that I'm would be listening to.
Both.
Listening.
Both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, both.
Yeah,
Yes.
I always like to ask artists what their favorite track of their own is. I feel like that's a tough one to answer, but
That is a tough one because all these tracks they're like my little babies, right? And if I say you are my favorite one, and all the other babies are like, well, what the fuck? That's not fair.
What about me? You put lots of work into me too.
I can say that it's I do different styles, so I'm always being interested in so I stay sharp, and I love that. So I would do a techno track or an EP or maybe even an album, and then I would switch completely to something like really melodic, or I would do something under my real name, Markus Wienapfel, that would be like meditation music with binaural beats for like deep meditation. No beats at all. Like this is seriously just for meditating. Or do a hybrid orchestral music with electronic music, which can be used for which is just like sound like movie sequences, right? Stuff like that, or the trailer music for horror movies. That's a complete different story. Stuff like that. And I always love to do that. And when I'm done with it, I say, oh, you know what? Now I need some heavy beats again. Let's go back to techno, right? So this is how I stay very interested in doing music and producing. So I could not do like only techno music with that generic style that represents Kaiser Souzai, and that I would totally get bored. I couldn't do it. So that's why. That's why all the egos as well, right?
Yeah. Could you pick one? Just pick one track. One of your tracks that you think is like something you're really feeling, even if it's just right now. Maybe not your favorite, but one you're like excited about right
one
now.
that I really like a lot is called from my Markus Wienapfel alter ego, which is called Desert Planet. Because I was just in Egypt, right? And I filmed most of the footage I filmed there. So, and I put this together, and a friend edited in a way that it's nice, and all the footage is there, and the music fits so nicely to the desert, right? And I played slide guitar on it, and I did, and all these guitars I put on. So that's something that was really joyful to not only to produce, but also to film, already having in mind how this could look in regards to the music, right? So that was in the past weeks, one of my favorite things to actually accomplish, getting ready and actually put out exclusively on Record Shop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you only find this here. Yeah.
I highly recommend, if you do not have that card yet, to go get it, because it is well worth it, and it is a really cool visual experience as well.
Thanks,
awesome.
Man. Yeah.
Super, super cool. So we got the Desert Planet. Love it. I think you sidestepped one of our questions too, though, because there was two parts to this favorite song question. What's your favorite song overall? Do you have like favorite karaoke song, or like a song that just like is like your all-time, like this is the best track that was ever made, or one that
okay, let's stick to the favorite karaoke song. It's
There you go.
yeah, because it's a hard one to sing. It's Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
That's
Right?
mine.
Awesome.
You
So
Great
stole
song.
if I
mine.
go full force into that one, I'm
Oh,
becoming Freddie, right? So
okay. We can have a showdown then in Berlin whenever I
yeah,
make
we
it
can
up
do a
there to
duet, right?
visit.
Do all the
Yeah, I'll
parts
do the
and stuff.
duet. I'll take
Mamma
all
mia.
the high parts.
The Thriller, no!
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's really good.
Oh man,
Yeah, so
maybe I should have
definitely
got some.
that's definitely that's the one that yeah.
Okay, Bohemian Rhapsody then. Got it.
Great.
I don't know. I have a hard time following that one up. Do you have one? Do you have one for us, Kate?
I guess I don't really know. Let's see here. I guess what's the dance scene like in Berlin? Like, I really am interested to kind of know what the nightlife's like. I'm from Minneapolis, so I'm not. I have
Yeah.
never been to Germany.
Well, what can I say? Well, it's you have to look at his history of the city, right? It was divided. You had East Berlin, West Berlin. The wall came down. The big showdown was over, and East Berlin was basically being deserted because all the East Berliners that had nothing there, and the city was pretty rotten, right? They all went over to the West, where there was color TV and enough power and warm water and everything, So it was deserted. What happens if a place is deserted? You have the students and the musicians and the art people flock in, taking the place, because usually these people are very creative and they don't have money, so they make that place their own. So that's why East Berlin became so habitant with all these artsy people in the end of the 80s, after the wall came down, in the 90s. Obviously, that's where all the club life was taking place and all the DJs came. I mean, at the beginning there were no clubs. At the beginning it was like parties in cellars. Everybody brought beer, and then people started dancing, do stupid things and having fun, right? This is how it started. And then the Berlin club scene followed, with all these old great clubs that are not at existence anymore there, but Tresor is still there. That was one of the first one, right? And that's still existing. And so this is how it all started. And techno was definitely back then already a big thing in Berlin, and then obviously all over the planet. And then you hit the Love Parade starting on, like very tiny little, and then it just blew up into millions on the street. And it was all about techno. And so by the time of 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was like techno also commercially at its peak, right? And from there on, it evolved. New clubs, all the clubs fading away, but the scene became stronger, stronger, stronger. More tourists flocking in, especially from Italy and Spain and all over the place, and filling up the clubs as well. So in summer, all the clubs are filled, because with Berliners as well as all the club tourists, they come in, fly in, party, don't sleep, fly back, right? Not even using a hotel. The hardcore with EasyJet and some, they come in for $30, fly in, and they get wasted, and hopefully do not miss their flight back. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
so that's still the
Thanks.
same in a way, right? I mean, that's still the party culture here in Berlin. It's that is still in existence. That hasn't changed so much.
Awesome. That's super cool. Thanks for
Yeah,
telling us.
yeah. So it's fun, and obviously you have like tons of clubs. I mean, so many clubs. You can go to play to, from small bars and to like the super clubs of Berghain and Panorama Bar and whatnot, and Watergate and all these very, very famous places, and you can go basically 24/7. You start your weekend on a Thursday night, and on Tuesday morning you go home, maybe. So if you last that long,
Maybe.
it's possible, right? This
If
is
you
like
remember to.
on Ibiza, you can do the same thing here, right?
Yeah.
No, basically in Ibiza you cannot anymore. That's over with, but you can still in Berlin.
Nice. I can't say I've ever partied like that. I feel like I've got a lot to learn still. So
Same.
Let's see. Yeah.
I can't anymore. It's like those days are over. I mean, pure bliss. I mean, tell you that, like, being awake for days and days. But that takes its toll, so I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But hey,
Takes
I mean,
3 weeks to recover these
best
days.
times.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna tell you how I did it, right? You didn't do it on red wine.
Yeah. It was that secret white wine. So then, okay, cool. Do you, wow, that was an awesome history lesson. Like, I didn't know a lot of that about, kind of how Berlin got to be the capital that it is. So really appreciate that. So I'm really curious, like, who were some of your favorite artists, like in your, like, I guess your peers you would think of, right? Like, do you have certain DJs that you think are really have like a great vibe or really like live the kind
Of
of
course, yeah,
the vibe that you believe it should be?
yeah. There's a couple of people I learned from, I might say, because of their way they have a ability to create a set, like a journey, right? And that is definitely Carl Cox.
Oh, cool.
Eric Murillo, when it comes to house, I mean, I worked with him, I played with him, I learned from him how to be on stage as a DJ, right? I mean, I come from the stage being a drummer, so I've been exposed to stage and doing doing a show like you do with a rock band. So I'm accustomed to that. But as a DJ, it's that one man show, and you're not playing an instrument basically. I mean, but it's just little figures. It's not much to see, right? So, but their presence, that I always thought, wow, this is amazing. This is not like just putting on a record, but these people reach out and they find that the last person in that hall or in that club and reach out to them, and so you have that thing of unity and everybody is touched, and that is a talent, and not as a rare talent, but a talent not everybody possesses, not everybody wants to learn, right? But I believe, or Sven Fate, I mean, that's one of the guys who has that down, right? And magic until today. So that's something I was always looking for, and what I admired when I was not only hearing but also seeing, watching a DJ, right? So these are my heroes, if you want, so because they come from the old time, and I learned from them basically.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I've always like looked up to Carl Cox myself, but I don't know. It's cool to hear that was like one of your actual heroes.
I did hear you mention maybe some clubs that are still around. Kaiser, can you let us know what your favorite venues are in Berlin?
Yeah, I mean, I do like Sisyphus a lot. I love to play there, at the Hammer Hall, which is basically the techno hall of that place. Very nice. I love it there. I mean, obviously, as a clubber, Bergheim Panorama Bar, it's if you get in, I mean, that myth, but it's existent. It is, though. Most people do not get in.
Yeah.
For various reasons, but it's tough, but it's definitely an experience. Watergate is a classic, right? I mean, definitely down at the Spree as well. It's a classic club, nice one. Definitely also go Watergate. No, the Golden Gate, dirty, raunchy, nice, honest. Love to play there as well. So yeah, there's yeah, those are probably my favorite ones. But
Sweet.
again, there's so many other ones as well. Yeah.
Great. No, that's very interesting to hear, because just from being from Minneapolis, I do not know of the scene well. I don't know of the menu, so it's nice to get insight.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty underground. You see from when I play all over the globe, it's clubbing's everywhere a little bit different. But in Berlin, it's like they started off with no cameras, no videos taken. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Whatever you do in there, it's your business. Go for it, and nobody will have a record of it, right? So, and this is how the Berlin club started. I think lot of different clubs all over the planet are kind of following this route now, where now we still see, you know, clubs with people with their mobile phones and handies and whatnot. It's no, you don't have that in Berlin. You can't have that, right? And that's what I like, because it's all about intimacy and going for it. So and most clubs are in that way.
Oh, that's really cool. You never see that in any of the clubs here in Atlanta.
Same here, not in Minneapolis.
Yeah. It's always like the whole front row with their cameras up at the DJ.
Yeah, I mean,
watching them turn buttons.
In other places, you cannot get in if you're wearing like a nice shirt. In Berlin, it's different. You wear a nice shirt, you don't get in, right? If you don't wear a t-shirt and your old sneakers and you don't look like a party animal who has been out all night already, or for 3 nights better, then you won't get in, because that's not what they're looking for, right? They don't look for the nice dressed whatever, right? They look for the authentic people that understand underground in a way, right? And that's how you get in. If you're dressed up like, you know, high heels and whatnot, could be difficult.
Love it. That's a great ethos. I just hope to experience someday before too long. I got to make a trip.
Yeah, definitely have to.
Maybe not for 3 days. I'll start with a night, see how that goes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So then we talked a lot about Berlin already. Maybe we'll just wrap up with one last question here. Just curious, like, if there's anything that really sticks out to you about Berlin other than the party scene. Like, are there any like must-do activities or like sites that are like really impactful to you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the city is a young city, and it's a city of going out. So obviously, you have a bar culture. You have the nice restaurant culture by now that has picked up, which wasn't always so great. You know, it was fun to go, but not always great in the kitchen. But that has changed. Now it's pretty decent. And obviously, there are lots of places that I can recommend where you would go for either food or bars, or what you can do as a tourist when you're not going into a club, where you want to see maybe historical places, or other places, or you want to take a boat tour on the Spree and see the city and the government places, and which is right in the center as well. So then a boat tour is really nice to do on the Spree. So there's quite a couple of things that I can actually recommend.
Super cool.
I have written some down, so maybe you want to post some of that things that I've just said that are kind of nice. That could be an idea.
Yeah, sure. Where did you write them? We can drop them in the chat here.
I think Redbird has them already, but I can probably post, or maybe I can, if I'm able to do so.
Oh, there they go. Redbird. Lisa already got them.
Got him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh. Yes. I see it. Yeah. Nice.
I see Bergen on there. Sisyphus. Awesome. Some of the clubs.
Yeah, this is for the clubs, obviously, but you know the sure shots, right?
Yeah.
Get in.
The sure shots.
That's really cool.
But obviously, there's some nice stuff aside from going to the clubs in Berlin. I mean, it's full. I mean, you could basically go to one of the inn quarters and stumble from bar to bar, and you're gonna have a great night. Right.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. It's on the to-do list. So we did have a few questions from the audience. Actually, looks like we've got 3 already. And then if you're over there in chat, feel free to drop some questions. Well, we've got Markus on here. I think we're going to wrap up probably in the next 15 minutes or so. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, we're going to go through some of the questions we already got. If you want to kick it off, Cade.
Yeah, so this one is from LifeBaller10, and they're asking, from an artist perspective, what has Record Shop offered that you've not had access to in the past? So, what are they offering that you haven't had
in the recent past? Yeah, money. As stupid as it sounds, but it's doing music, right? And this is my profession. I'm selling it, but I'm not making any of it, like back in terms of what I should like a paid job, which it should be, right? And I'm in this field for a long time, and I made money with this back in the days when we had CDs, and now Record Shop offers me to make money with what I have done, just very basically, besides of all all the great ideas that record shop also has, right? With the collecting and everything, all that's on top. But just speaking from the pure artist in me, like what's the game changing here for me as a pure artist, not a collector, an artist that writes and produces music? It is that I'm able to make money with the stuff I produce. And that's the great thing for any artist and any artist that's listening now, right? That's the game changer for an artist. You know, it's very simple. And on top, of course, you have all the collecting and the fun and all these things you can do and everything fun. But that's from the collector side, you know, from the fan side. But for me as a producer, that is a key. That is key, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I've seen that you have like a pretty strong fan base in our Discord. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think I do have because I'm on there quite a bit and talking to the Kaiser crew and the community and the collectors and the fans and people that also have not known me as an artist before. Some got my music and got into it and had no idea who I was until they had a chance by the releases of Record Shop to actually figure out what I'm doing. So I'm very grateful, right? And I'm very happy to do so. So obviously I'm want to give back as much as I can to the people and get involved and talk and hear ideas and chat, right? So and obviously I guess then there's through this giving back the fan base is also growing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's great.
I know the Discord really loves hearing from you, and it's always great to see, fans and artists come together in such a like kind
Yeah.
of level playing field and really just engage and kind of converse with each other. It's
Yeah.
really cool to
Yeah,
see.
I saw a few community members. One of them, Phil D. He finished your set this morning and he posted it in the general chat. So it's just
You're the man.
it's
You're
cool
the
to see
man.
as it's cool to see as the fans can kind of show off their fandom too.
Yeah,
Nice. That's nice to hear.
super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we have another one from the Reg one. This one is how much of your work uses analog instruments versus digital? So I guess this would be inside the box versus outside the box is how I kind
Yeah.
of read this.
Yeah. I obviously I come from the analog ages, right? Where I had everything in analog, everything. And the more I was working, being on tour and touring, the smaller my setup got until I was actually able to produce something on a laptop only, which means I would be able to flip my laptop open on a plane, and as soon we were taking off, I was already doing music, right? But to do so, you have to be able to not get bored with it because you're missing all the analog knobs and all the twisting and all that stuff. So you have to be able to work totally in the box. Because I want to work wherever I am, maybe in Thailand on a palm tree, or maybe in an airplane or an airport or whatnot. I want to dive in. I need to be able to do so, working completely in the box. I'm very, very much used to this now, and I'm very happy to do so. So most of the stuff I've thrown out and sold. When it comes to analog gear, most of it.
Wow.
Sometimes some stuff I still have here, like my TB303. For all the fans, I got that. Will never sell it, but there's stuff that I've just sold, and I'm for that reason, for the traveling reason.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like I've got very little like outboard gear, and it's just when you've gotten used to working inside the box, it gets very hard to integrate into my workflow personally. It's good. It's interesting to hear from an artist much more accomplished that's the case for them as well.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah, so we do have one from Mia. She's asking, do you produce more tracks in the minor or the major key? And is there one that feels dominant to you?
Okay. Minor, I guess. Minor is somebody has more depth to it in a way, where major is more happy. It can be more hands up, right? But mine is always a little bit deeper, and you get more these colors of death and maybe sometimes even sadness. But still, it can go hands up, right? So I guess that's something I prefer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool answer. Cool. And then from Wraithfuls here, which looks like our last AMA question, unless someone drops one in real quick. We're coming down to the buzzer. What is your second favorite country city outside of Germany for clubbing?
For clubbing, well, obviously it's not a city; it's a place. It's called Ibiza, which I love to go because you have infrastructure with all the super clubs, which is amazing, and the small clubs. So that is definitely an epicenter of underground music. More even though in the older days when it was less commercial, but it is still amazing, right? But yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Ibiza other than that it is legendary. Like, can you just speak a little bit on like what's happening? Like, just give some context to that. Like, is it just such a small space getting very condensed with like super clubs now, or is it just the style is changing? Like, what is it that you feel like is changing about it?
Well, see, Ibiza was always like that little island next to Mallorca was like, which is like a beautiful island, and Ibiza was always, it was a hippie hangout. When in the late 60s, so it got that hippie-ish vibe, and then you had and then people started like doing these outside clubs, no roofs, just open air stuff. So you had the hippies, and then suddenly, for it was so attractive because it was such a free place that you had all these rock stars and jet setters come in. All right, I mean, I'm not talking about like rich Russians with money, but I talk the true old-fashioned jet set, right? Like Mick Jagger or David Bowie, and they would hang and party as well with the hippies and the normal folks in a place called Pacha, right? So that had this special mingling, right? With the true underground culture. It has nothing commercial about it back then. So that is why, and it's still got that hippie-ish vibe. It's still existent, although things came very commercial. The EDM scene became very commercial. It was a lot about money, but you still got that vibe. You can still go, when you're not going to the super clubs, and go to smaller places and to the beaches where we have that vibe, and it's still existent, right? And obviously, with all these clubs, you have an infrastructure where you can go from club to club if you want so, right? And every day you have major A-list super DJs play there in summer, right? And you can basically choose from, do I want to see Sven Fade, or maybe Tiesto, or do I want to see David Guetta, or the Carl Cox? And sometimes it would all those guys play on the same day, right? And you really have to choose where you want to go, and do you want to see all of them or whatnot, right? So that is something that is quite unique on the planet, I guess. That is Ibiza.
That's really cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's way high up on the list for me too. So we did get one final question. This might be the most important question, actually. This is from Della Rospi. And the question is, are we drinking coffee, beer, or shots when we party in Berlin?
Shots, brother. You go with the Jägermeister, I guess. And and Berliner Luft. It's called Berliner Luft. It tastes like mint. It's like a liquor. It's not so strong, but it's pretty sugary, so it gets in your head. And it's called Berliner Luft, right? So you remember that in Berlin, do the Berliner shot, Berliner Luft. Yeah, Berlin Air.
That before.
Yeah.
Is it like a liqueur kind of?
Yeah, it's kind of liquor, right? It's like it has like 25% or something.
Gotcha.
It's not super heavy, but very sugary, so it kills.
It's not too light either. 25% is still pretty heavy.
Yeah, it gets
sweet. All right, well that's it. We got through the AMA. We did our scorching record shop interview.
Thanks,
so I guess
guys.
now we gotta have some fun.
And don't forget, I want to get rid of this here, right?
Oh yeah.
Someone take it from me.
Someone's got to take this.
Yeah. Oh man. Sweet. So then we got some giveaways to do here. But this is gonna all be dependent on how closely y'all paid attention to the interview today. So hope it was very close, because these are not going to be very vague answers. And I would not have remembered them either. So we got 9 packs we're giving away based on the answers here. So we're going to start it off with the first one. We'll give it to Cade.
All right, everyone, get ready and get your fingers ready to answer because this is going to decide the first winner. Okay. What
Hello.
year did Kaiser move to Berlin?
Did I mention that? I guess.
I think you did. Yeah.
I guess I must have.
1975. Dang.
These are not right.
1920. These are some good questions. Oh, I see a winner.
Okay. Dude, I'm not that old.
I'm not that old. I was going to say, so it was like 1922. 1904.
I left my parents and came over.
Yeah. Dang.
The correct answer, looks like the Reg 1 got it, is 2008.
Nice. All right.
Woo-hoo.
Classic record
Congrats.
shop rules. If you won
Congrats.
already, you can't win again in this particular giveaway. Sorry, y'all. We're going to keep on moving. And I don't think we covered this. We did way earlier, but if you missed it, the answers to this question gets you a Germania pack. So we'll be giving those away at the end of this. DM us at the record shop Twitch, and we'll get that to you. We need your record shop email. The email that's associated with the record shop account. So make sure you send that over. Send it here. Awesome. Cool.
Sweet.
And then, so next one is, what year did Kaiser buy his studio? Kaiser's like, did I say that too? It's like, did I? Oh, we already got some winners.
Whoa, that came fast.
A winner. Yeah. Y'all are astute.
Who's first? That is.
Wait a second.
Ibiza, not sure about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Della Rosby. That's the first one I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
That
All
is
right.
correct.
Della Rosby.
Della
Nice.
Rosby, you're in.
Okay. Got 2.
All right. I can answer, or I can ask this next question. What does Kaiser do at Record Shop? What is his title?
The title I don't even know really about. Yes.
Yes. It's a secret.
That was quick.
That was
Looks
great.
like Wraith Bulls got that right with business development.
That's what I see. Yeah. Shots.
This that.
Shots.
He doesn't know. Yeah,
He doesn't know.
true. That's true. That's a true one as well.
Look. All right. So yeah, we got
nothing is a little bit
this
too
next one. This next one is a 2-part question. So we need to know what's Marcus' favorite track of his recently, and also what is his karaoke track. That's 2.
Need to have both. Looks like
All right.
JC Denton
Yep.
13 got it right away.
Yep. Got both
Desert
of them.
Planet and Bohemian Rhapsody.
All right, this is awesome. Seeing some new names in these winners. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
People are
awesome.
listening. That's some good listening.
Yeah,
These are good
I would not
questions.
have gotten any of these probably.
I'm
So
quite
far.
impressed here.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I know.
Guys, you're really listening. That's amazing.
Yeah, the Marcus is like, I don't know for most of the answers, so you could thank y'all too.
I did not
Uh,
talk anybody to sleep, right? They're still here. Everybody's still here.
Everyone's still here.
no, I was loving it. That was so much.
Love
I
it.
learned so much tonight. I'm really excited. Okay.
That's amazing.
All
All the
right.
answers are right. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Name 2 Berlin artists that Kaiser mentioned. So it looks like we have 3 that we'll take, but you
Oh,
just
this was
need
just
2.
artists. They weren't necessarily Berlin artists.
Excuse me, just artists, not
Yeah.
necessarily Berlin.
Yeah, I was thinking now really hard. Who
All
did I mention?
Which
Who did I
ones?
mention?
All right, that was fast too. We got DC Sneeze in there with the first two we
Whoa.
mentioned. Yeah.
Nice work, DC Sneeze. That was fast.
It's just gonna spam the chat with Hamburg until the question is asked from Life Ballerton.
Yeah, David Bowie was right too. Yeah, in a way.
Fun.
All right, so that was DC Sneeze with Carl Cox, Eric Murillo. He also mentions Finn Vath, so that one's really exciting. All right, this one I think will be pretty easy. I would have remembered this one, so hopefully this will be quick. All right. Does Kaiser Soze usually use analog or digital instruments these days when producing music? People are just putting it. Someone just says Ballroom Records.
The 9 breaker.
Not totally off. Not totally off.
He mostly makes Ballroom Records music these days.
All right. Looks like
Yeah,
the 9
breaker
breaker
got that
was
one.
the first one to
Yeah.
answer correctly. Congratulations.
Sweet. I love these music questions. These are cool.
That's fun, yeah. Digital but maintains the 303. Yeah, nice one, dude. Very good.
Paying attention, but too slow. All right. Kate?
I came late.
I
Yeah,
can do
well.
this next one. Yeah. So does Kaiser produce more tracks in the major key or the minor key?
I like these A/B questions.
Mhm.
Pretty simple. Boom! Drill the grass.
Drill the grass.
It's not a record shop giveaway without Drill the Grass winning one.
Drill the grass is very good at winning giveaways.
Yeah, Ritter Butzke is a nice answer too. But that was the wrong question. Ritter Butzke. Yeah, I played there quite a bit. But again, wrong question.
Okay. All right. We got one more before the super exciting extra mega bonus hat giveaway. This one is still for a Germania pack. And you have to spell it correctly. Wow. Lisa's really getting tight with the rules for you all. All right. What is the drink that Kaiser Soze recommends that you drink in Berlin?
That's gonna be fun if somebody knows how to write that.
Shots are too vague.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
There
we have
we
one.
go.
Kiera Music.
Kiera Music.
Awesome.
Ooh, seeking in.
That was the guy with the
303 answer.
Yeah, very nice.
Good to see you on here, Kiera Music. Congrats on the Berliner Luft. Yeah, so for our winners, that's Kiera Music, Drill the Grass, the 9 Breaker, DC Sneeze, JC Denton 13, Wraith Bulls, Della Rossi, and the Reg 1. Please send us a message with your main record shop account email so that we can make sure we get your rewards. So send it here to Record Shop. Send a DM or a whisper as they call it on Twitch. And you'll be good. Okay, yep. We do have one more question. So it's not over yet. Not over yet. This one is important.
Yeah, this is for the hat.
This for the hat, huh? So I want to show it again so everybody knows. Anybody coming with this to Berlin? We'll have a beer, right?
You get a beer. It's also guaranteed to get you into Bergen. Bergen? How do you say it? I always spell it wrong.
Bro, but it gets you a beer with me. I can tell you that. That's easy to accomplish. Otherwise, I might have to shoot the doorman. And that guy.
Beer with Kaiser is a pretty big reward, though. I would take that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you want to say this bonus question, Chris?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it. It's cool. This one's for the diehard record shop fans primarily, but name all of the sets that Kaiser appears in on Record Shop. There's only like a few.
Still.
Someone just messaged me to say I was giving false advertising about the hat for getting access into clubs.
Yeah, there's some people searching right now, I bet.
Of course. But that's fair enough. Fair enough. Just search. That's fine. Nobody wants that.
What's that? Maybe
There's a lot of typing.
Everyone's like,
I mean, look at me. Look at me. Who wants that hat, right?
Look at this hat. Have y'all seen this hat? Okay, here goes the first one.
Maybe I should wear it more sexy. Maybe that helps.
I don't know. I think we're missing one on both of these so far. Wait, maybe JR?
Nobody wants my head. Then I have to go to Bergheim with my head by myself.
By myself.
I'm definitely getting in with this one.
I'll come just to watch you try and get in with it.
I get punched in the face. You know what?
I think
if nobody wins it this time, then we'll have to do it next time.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Huh.
If that's the case. If nobody wants my lovely Berlin hat.
Maybe this question was too complex. It takes me like 10 minutes to read each one and try and compare it. I think there's one that people are missing, which I didn't know was so hidden, but I think it is. All right, so I think Juke Jones added the last one that I've been looking for.
Yep. I think Juke had all the other ones before he finally put the planets.
Just double checking that I didn't miss the one from before that. All right.
Yep.
We're going with Juke Jones here.
Juke Jones, man.
The lucky winner.
You get my head. Amazing.
All right. So how does one redeem this hat? I guess they got to get you their address.
And I personally will go to the post office and do it myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hand touched by Kaiser Souzai.
I'll do it
himself.
myself.
That's awesome. Wow. Juke's got to be happy.
Yeah.
Juke, you want me to wash it before? Or you want my true Kaiser? The Kaiserly sweat? Huh?
I think there's a record shop requirement that you wash it before sending it to contest winners.
Well, let me know.
All right, so Juke, message us at Record Shop.
Good.
With your
there you go.
Your address, and we'll get it to Markus to get this out to you. So all good. So now that is utility. Yeah, these guys are cracking me up in chat. Oh gosh. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Markus. There's
it was a pleasure. It was so much fun.
Thank you so much, Markus. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. And thanks for everybody being on the show and having fun here with me. That's awesome. Let's we'll do it again, right?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it soon. Hopefully sooner than later. We might have Markus on as a guest, so keep an eye out. We'll be making announcements in Discord. Yeah, great having you. Thanks for the history lesson and just kind of the overall background on so many great things, not just Berlin. Yeah, and
a shout out to everyone in the community who helped out modding. I know Eileen is in there with Lisa, and Lisa did the back work too. Like, we appreciate all of them and all the community that showed up today. You guys are the best, and thank you for supporting all the artists.
Indeed.
Not much
making
to
it
add.
happen.
Yes. Thanks to all the community. Everybody was on there. To the Kaiser crew on Discord. To everybody who's in this with us. Love you guys. Thanks so much.
Love it. Much
All
love,
right, till
everyone.
next time.
Yep. See y'all next time. And you're welcome to go, Marcus. We'll hang in till we get the green light from Lisa that we're offline. But yeah, cheers, everyone.
Thanks, Marcus.
Happy record shop. Oh yeah, we got to figure out who to raid. Let's handle that.
Ooh, ooh.
Are you following anybody on Twitch, Marcus, or is this kind of a new thing for you?
Yeah, total new thing. I'm so old school, but I'm getting into this. I'm quite enjoying it, so I probably will more do so. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see who I can find for us to raid real quick then, unless Lisa sees someone. I see Houseman is on, more like progressive house, progressive trance. That could be cool. Playing a little DJ set. Who else is on? Looks like it might be Houseman. Don't get me wrong, I love Houseman, but we did raid them the last time we did a raid, so I just want to see if we can find some other fun stuff. I guess it is middle of the day here in the US and getting late over in. All right, we're going to do Houseman. Maybe he'll join the platform when he's like, oh my gosh, his record shop. Got to find the right window. Too many of them open at all times. Awesome. All right, we're going to raid 30 of us going on to visit House of Music, get some vibe on this fine Thursday evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for you. Thanks again for joining us. Big shout out to Marcus again for joining us, Mr. Kaiser Souzai. We'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, Kaiser. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, guys.
Woo! We are not live anymore.
Are we not?